Hola everyone, Jamie J. Miller, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and massive action health expert. So today I want to talk to you about fatigue. And so many people that I talk to come to me and say, man, I just am tired all the time. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And a lot of times I work with women that have a huge to-do list. In other words, they have huge, massive action to-do list. They want to get some things done. They're either running businesses or they have mad purpose in their life. And they could be running a specific organization, they may be in the corporate world or trying to, just make waves in their professional life, and they need the energy to do it. And they're just like, I am so exhausted all the time. So I wanted to create this video. This also goes for men too. Same effects with them, but since I mostly work with women, I'm just going to be mostly talking to them. But 3 things that you can do right now, today, that don't really cost that much. In fact, they probably are going to save you some money, that will help with your energy levels throughout the day and help you get more done. Number 1 is coffee. Yes, I know you don't really want to hear that because, it's a multi-quadrillion dollar industry. Starbucks is huge, which, by the way, they have the most, one of the most, I would say, pesticide influenced coffee out there. So it's really crap coffee. So, the least you could do is find a great organic source of coffee. But basically, if you could stick to less than 16 ounces and keep it earlier in the day, you're going to be better. Eliminating it altogether is even more recommended, because basically what you want to get into, and I know that you guys probably already know that caffeine will stimulate you. It stimulates the brain. However, many of us can argue that if you drink so much, then that's going to cause so much stimulation, and then your brain begins to adapt, and then that much coffee will no longer stimulate anymore, and so then people begin to drink more and more and more. And this is coffee, energy drinks, any kind of uppers, caffeines, whatever, Coke, anything that has caffeine. It's same concept. Doesn't necessarily have to be coffee. So because of that, what it does is it has this stimulant type reaction, and unfortunately no one ever talks about the rebound effect. What goes up must come down, and so when you come down harder and faster. So if someone throws you up in the air and all your awesomeness, it's going to take you're going to come down faster than when you went up, basically. Let's put it that way. So be very mindful of your caffeine consumption. Again, I'm not telling you to cut it out completely, although I would challenge you today to take a 2-week to 30-day break from caffeine. Now, the first 4 or 5 days will be brutal, but you will make it through, I promise. If we can have 9-pound babies, you can make it through 4 days of no coffee. But if you can take a break from coffee for that 2-week to 30-day period, your world will change on your to-do list. And I kid you not. So if you're willing to do that, it will change your bottom line. It will change the bottom line in your business, on your purpose-driven to-do list, your action list. Girl, it will change you. So that's tip number 1. Okay, tip number 2 is breakfast, girl. Okay, so this is actually twofold. First, I'm going to talk to you about too many carbs for breakfast. And then I'm going to talk to you about, is breakfast really the meal of champions, or is it not? And I have an opinion on both. Now, I will say, regardless if you eat breakfast or not, it is always better to have a higher protein, higher fat breakfast for energy levels. And this has to do with blood sugar and nothing else. So if I can stabilize your blood sugar, or if you can stabilize your blood sugar, then you are going to have better energy levels. You're also going to be able to do something about that extra little fat that keeps kind of showing up around your midsection. Balancing out your blood sugar levels is the number 1 thing you should be concerned with, ladies. Not calories, not anything else. You could definitely be concerned more about the what your blood sugar is doing. And if you can have that one tested, your blood sugar, your blood glucose levels, also your A1C, that would be even better. So again, monitoring your blood sugar levels, and if you eat carbohydrates right out of the morning, oatmeals, pastries, donuts, you know what they are, muffins, then you are going to basically spike that blood sugar. And it's going to come, as we talked about in point number 1, what goes up must come down, and it comes down harder, and basically has a lot of side effects, and even can affect your ability for brain fog and clarity. So the other thing I want you to think about is skipping breakfast altogether. Now, intermittent fasting is not for everybody. For most of my females, I find that it really does help with their energy levels. So basically what they'll do is they'll figure out a window. For me, personally, again, this is just an example. You should not do what I do. You should find out what works best for you. That's what I teach my clients every day. That's why they hire me, is to find out what is going to work best for them and help them discover all the options that are out there. But basically for me, so I start eating about 11 a.m. and I stop eating around 6:30, 7 p.m. So it's about a 7-hour window, 8-hour window. And so basically during that time, I don't start my first meal until 11 a.m. and then I stop eating around, about 6:30 p.m. And then I don't eat anything until I come back around to that 11 o'clock. So I don't actually eat a breakfast. In fact, I do not feel like any breakfast foods, even high protein, high fat breakfast foods, really are not very energetic foods for me. So because of that, it's not something that I do. I just skip it all together. And then again, I will have black coffee, but that is it. And so nothing in my coffee, because that will spike your blood sugar. It's the same thing as if you were eating a donut. I just do black coffee and with a little bit of cinnamon. You can put some ghee in there or some grass-fed butter if you want to do some fat, some coconut oil or whatever. You can look up, I just lost the name, bulletproof coffee if you want to do something. I don't. I just definitely do just 1 cup of coffee in the morning with a little bit of cinnamon in it. So there you go. Try that. Try that for 2 weeks straight. And if you listen to my first point, then you're going to do that with the break in coffee, and bam. Again, massive action happening in your life. And that's really what we're here to do, to feel good and to get stuff done. Point number 3, and it's really the one I'm probably most passionate about, and that is sleep. Girls. First of all, the magic to having great skin, flawless, aging, beautiful skin is sleep. But not only sleep, but certain times of sleep. So that beautiful window from about 10 p.m. to midnight is almost like double time on your sleep clock. Okay, so your body feels more rested and more rejuvenated if it gets good solid sleep between 10 and midnight. And then obviously I'd like you to go 4, maybe 5 more hours to get in a good solid 7 hours of sleep. Now, there's lots of controversy on how many hours you should get, which honestly, I still think there's that 5 to 7 hour window. Everybody's a little bit different. I can definitely run off a little less sleep, but it's my quality of sleep. And that is all dependent on when I go to bed. And when you go to bed, what you want to do is you want to trigger the shutdown mode, your internal, basically cleanup crew of free radicals. You have this mode inside your body that when you go to sleep, its main job is to detox you. So if you're not sleeping very well, if you're not sleeping enough, or you're not sleeping at the right amount of time, are going to bed at the right time, then your body is becoming more and more loaded with free radicals. And you have this internal system that cleans those out for you when you sleep, if you will actually go to sleep. And by going to bed a little bit earlier, you get more bang for your buck before midnight. And then the last point is that you want to turn off electronics and those type of things and give your brain and eyes a solid hour to recalibrate and get ready for bed. So let's say I go to bed at 10:30. At 9:30, I shut my phones off. I put them on airplane mode. The girls shut their phones off. They will color. They will do something into a very light light. So we've dimmed all the lights in the house, or they're turned off. And we begin to let our body know, mainly our brain, know that it's time to get ready to go to sleep. By just taking on this nighttime routine, you will get better sleep. Again, it'll take time to get your internal clock going, but you will get better sleep and you will get more done during the day. And I would even go as far as to say, if you'll just go to bed earlier and get up earlier, I promise, regardless if you're a morning person or not, your body will adapt and you will thank me for it.